Hello, and welcome to a first look at Mechabellum. There is not a logo on screen or anything like that. I don't think this game has a logo on the main screen. But anyway, I'm going to do a quick video on this one. This game is a auto battler. It's like a... The best way that I've seen it described is if you've ever played StarCraft 2's arcade mode, there's a game mode in that called Nexus Wars, where you place your units, they run down a lane, and they fight each other automatically. And so the gameplay of StarCraft, which is normally very micro-intensive and how good are you at maintaining uptime on a bunch of different things, is shifted instead to a strategy layer where you are picking your units to counter what the enemy is doing, building strategies of units that complement each other very well, things like that. The aesthetic of this game is all robots, futuristic-y. It's pretty fun. I've played a few hours of it now just to see if I'd like it. I had a good time. I was originally kind of skeptical. I think the tutorialization in this game is rough, but this is early access, so I ran through the tutorials and then I played a few bot games to get a feel for things and then hopped in and played a few online games, and I will do my best to summarize it for you. However, we'll do the boring stuff first. Feel free to skip ahead if you don't want to hear about it. But as I said earlier, this game is in early access. It is $15. The interesting thing, if you read their early access blurb, is that in the future, when this game is finished out of development, you can see it's 0.76 right now. When they get to 1.0, they're going to make the game free with a presumably cosmetic system where you buy things to support the developer, but the game is free to play. And currently, I mean, you can go read the full early access explanation. It's a few paragraphs on the Steam page if you want to know more, but the idea is that the game right now costs money, and when it releases in who knows how long, it will be free. That's pretty cool. I like it. It's neat. And what else did I want to say? The developer is a developer named Game River, and it's published by Paradox Arc. I feel like I've heard of Paradox Arc. Oh, because they published Across the Obelisk. That's why. And then the developer hasn't made anything else of note that I saw. They have a demo out for some psychological horror card game, which I will probably not be playing. But yeah, that's all the boring stuff. The thing that caught my eye immediately about this game is that there are regular tournaments. Every weekend there are tournaments in every region, which is pretty cool. The community seems pretty alive as far as I can tell, because the big question of a game like this is, does it have a player base? And so far the answer seems to be yes to me. I tend to gauge it based on how many Steam reviews there are. There are better ways to figure it out than that, but there are roughly, there's like 1,700 Steam reviews right now, and that's pretty good for an early access game that's going to go free to play later. If you go into the multiplayer tab, you can see that there are 11 people right now waiting for a game. You can also, if you want to, just go spectate any of these games of people playing. The might level, there's no MMR right now, so the way that it matchmakes is by just matching you with people of a similar might, and you get might for winning or losing. So you can see here I've gained 69 might, nice, from playing some bot games and running the tutorials, and I got 27 might for beating a guy in multiplayer earlier today. But there is no elo, there's no skill-based matchmaking, it's just number go up until you reach, it seems like the top end is around 12,000 right now, and you can see I'm at 97 and I got 26, so it's quite a bit. But it has a 1v1 and a 2v2 mode, so you can play 2v2s with a friend, you can play 1v1 in custom rooms. There's also some solo content. There's a survival mode where you can, it's basically like 5 difficulties of puzzles where you place your units down and try to figure out how to beat the enemy unit composition for each difficulty. And I think maybe it randomizes, and you can also do this with friends. There's also a community challenges tab, so you can go through and see what other people have made, so it's like a little puzzle section. The point of me showing you this is that I think it's really cool that this game is launching with a system like this where you can just make your own puzzles and publish them, and so you can go in and like, oh, I want to check out a cool challenge. Here you go. Here's one with a 3% clear rate. How about that? Pretty cool, pretty cool. But for this video, I'm going to give you a practice game. I'm going to play against a hard AI, And then because there's no turn timer in practice, so I can just play the game and show it to you and explain everything. And then I'll play a game of multiplayer so you can see how it feels. Shall we? I don't think there's anything else I want to say. Yeah, let's go. I'll just hop right in. My opinion so far is that this game is fun. It took me a minute to really get into the mindset of learning a new auto battler because it is a lot of learning. It's always a lot of learning, but once you get through the initial hump, I think this game is pretty cool. And I'm still pretty early on. I'm only a few hours in, so the higher level, finer strategies are beyond me. So very beginning of the game, you will pick a start. Each of the starts has a different health, so that's the top number. I can have more or less health. And then they're going to have a different specialization. So like this one right here, cost control specialist, gives me an extra 100 supply every round, which is the money, but you get 13% reduced HP and attack on all units. That's a pretty big amount because units have like in the thousands of health. So this is it's not like you're losing. I mean, 13% is 13%, but you know. But you also get a different set of starting units. So I can start with a heavy armor specialist here, 17% more HP, and I get to start with the Arclight and the Phoenix. I won't explain what every single one of these units is. Instead, I will explain the broad strokes because I don't know what every unit does. I just have a vague understanding. And I like, personally, an extra 50 supplies in the first round, and I'm able to immediately recruit level 2 units. I don't like these starting units, though. I'm not a huge fan. I'm going to go with Heavy Armor Specialist. I'm basically going to cheat and go air, because I think the AI is really bad at fighting air. Okay, so I'll do my best. I'll give you as much information as I can in a short period of time. Please open your brains, perhaps slow me down if you need to hear it slower so you can understand everything. The way that the game works is you're on one side of the field, enemies are on the other side of the field. You place your units down, and the first set of units that you get, you can move for free. And when you first place a unit, you can place it wherever you want. Once you place it, it's locked in unless you have a certain, like some abilities, right? So for example, the Phoenix here has an upgrade I can do, which gives it, is it not this? Oh, no, this one doesn't have it. There's an air unit that has an upgrade you can give it where it will be able to be repositioned for free, though. So we can reposition as we want. At the top is our HP and the enemy HP, so we're at 3,900, enemies at 4,500, and their position is hidden from us until we begin the round. The goal is to just wipe out all of the units, so I win if I kill all of his units, and then my remaining units will do damage to his health, and vice versa. There are 2 command nodes here. So there's a command center, which gives you single round buffs in exchange for money, which is the bottom right. And then there's a research center, which gives you permanent buffs for buying them. So like this one, if I spend $100, I get 10% more attack on all of my units permanently, for example. In the bottom right is our money. We get $200 first round, $400 second round, $600 third round, and so on, increasing by 200 every time. And then our units. So we started out with the Arclight, who, again, lots of information to go through very quickly. This guy is a ground-only single-unit attacker. It's this guy here. And you can see all of his stats in here, and mostly I don't care about any of these. I don't read them. I learn just by looking, pretty much. But I have this guy who costs 100 to place, and then I have the Phoenix who costs 200 to place. This is the long-range strike aircraft. So right now I have single units who do strong damage to single targets. You can get there's a quick summary of each unit on their panel. So like this one fires an energy beam that can make short work of light units, and then this one has long range high damage and excels at striking high HP targets from afar. So generally speaking right now, my Arclight is good at fighting groups of small enemies or like large groups of small enemies like these Fangs, and then my Phoenix are going to be better at taking out enemies from afar like the heavy rocket launcher enemy, the Stormcaller here. To unlock new units, don't worry, we're almost through. You still with me? If you want to unlock new units, you go into the unlock panel and you can pick one per round to unlock, and they all have an unlock cost. So in order here, this is all of the units. I don't know them all, and I'm not going to try to summarize it because I just don't know them very well. But generally speaking, this top tier is like light units, or I guess it doesn't actually make, there's no grouping, right? This is like a heavy melee bot. He does big splash damage to everyone around him, and he has high HP, so this is like a frontliner. This is a high-speed, all-purpose tank, so it's very fragile is the word that they use, but it's good and has long range, so it's great at wiping out clusters of small units quickly. It's also like the best anti-air unit as far as I can tell. Things like that. So I'm gonna stop explaining things now, and I'm just gonna kind of play the turn out. I think you should. Oh, one more thing. These are single-use powers, so I play if I want to. I can spend 100 of my supply to plant a shield generator down. It'll create a shield which will block enemy projectiles until it is destroyed. Let's get to it, shall we? Generally speaking, my theory so far is that it's best to pick one side and commit to it. So in my opinion, the best thing to do, because remember, once I place my units, they're not able to be moved. So in my experience, the best thing to do is to pick a side and commit to it and try to delay on the other side. So I'm going to place like one of my arc lights on the left side so that the enemies can't just run straight through and blow my tower up. And then we're going to do a bulk of our fighting and position a majority of our units on the other side. The theory is basically I have equal power to my opponent, all things considered. Like my opponent and I have the same amount of resources to work with. They have the same value of starting units. It's not like he has a better start than me or anything like that. So the goal is to keep my units clustered together as much as possible so that because more units beats less units, generally speaking. Not always the case, counters, etc. But if I just let this guy put one squad here, run straight through, blow up my research tower, when these are destroyed, they put a massive debuff on your team for, I think, 8 seconds, where they move slower, do no damage. So you have to stop them from being able to just run straight in and blow this up. So we cluster a majority of our team on one side and then stall on the other side. I don't know if this is right. I am just kind of learning as we go, but that's how I've been going about it. And then let me look at the upgrades. Decreasing damage received by 60 per level. Okay, so this is, you can turn this guy into a bit of a frontliner, or you can give him range ups. If you buy an upgrade on a unit, it upgrades all of them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to unlock the marksman. No, my opponent has a lot of these guys are really scary, the storm collars. These are super long range. They are fragile, but they just melt you from afar. And so what I want to do is I want to take something that can take the punishment here, which is probably these guys, to be honest, the arc lights. But there's no reason not to unlock something that's free, so I may as well unlock the Fang. I don't know if I'll ever use them, but I may as well. They're cheap, they're easy to place, but I'm going to go for one arc light and one Fang. Actually, I said I was going to go air, but I'm okay with this. And we'll just position a little bit back. We want to be a little spread because the rockets have huge splash damage. Something like this. Now, the other thing is that as our units and the enemy units kill each other, they'll gain XP. Yeah, so you can see I'm going to get crushed on the left side here, but this guy will hopefully delay long enough for me to crush on the right side and then blow their tower up. And yeah, this is basically it. Yeah, you see the range on that? Imagine all my units are together, I just get slaughtered. These enemies can't hit up though, so I will crush them with my Phoenix, more or less. But I might actually lose this round because I'm going to take some pretty heavy losses. Because you can see I've blown up their tower and now they're super slow. But it goes away, so they're going to engage me at full HP. And my Phoenix, which need to kill these backliners, are just not going to. You know what? They are. Okay, I probably win this because I think... Well, it kind of depends. Because they're going to blow up my tower now, but I delayed as long as I could. It depends. Like, this is a counter question. How good is this arc light at wiping out the enemy's small units? Also, the game feels a little loud to me, so I'm going to turn it down just a touch more. Specifically, the sound effects are too loud. There we go. And I won. Sorry, you didn't get to see the end of that fight because I was fixing it, but that's fine. Now we go into round 2, we get $400, and you can see the rest of it. At the end of every round, you also get an upgrade to pick. Some of them cost money, some of them are free, and you can also skip if you just want money. Increase Phoenix range by 20%, but decrease attack by 20%. I'm a huge fan of range increases And I can only recruit 2 units per round. I'm just gonna double recruit Phoenixes, and we're gonna go not super in on Phoenixes, because Phoenixes are gonna be countered by a lot of small guys. As you saw, they're like long-range artillery, single-target destroyers. So I'm gonna make a little bit of a cluster of them with some frontline. And yeah, I can't move these guys or anything like that. There's one other mechanic that I need to explain to you, but I'll explain it to you later. Because it's like this is a lot, right? Don't get me wrong, I understand this is a lot. Yeah, we're gonna get crushed on the other side. This guy actually holds his ground pretty well. Destroyed that entire squad without getting hit. He is strong. My man he's doing a great job. He dies as soon as the artillery fire though. I haven't figured out exactly what you're supposed to run into the artillery. It seems like the artillery, I mean, the biggest counter is just long-range air, but everything else feels like it does really well, or doesn't do very well into the artillery. So this is like, the finer points are beyond me right now because I'm just learning the game. And the learning process is always very fun, I think. How do I deal with this rocket launcher squad just obliterating my entire team? Let's find out. We'll figure it out. But I do clearly need to diversify, because if the enemy puts up even just a little bit more of swarm-based firepower, I'm going to get overwhelmed. So we'll figure it out from here. Decrease the upgrade cost of crawlers. Nah. Marksmen get more XP. Marksmen are like long-range single target, so I'm probably not going to do that because I already have long-range single target. And then there are powers, which I haven't talked about yet. Units equipped with this item obtain an energy shield that obtain. So first of all, this is a power. I can take this. I actually will take this for $100, just to show you how powers work. So on a 3-turn cooldown now, I can drop a line of smoke, which will lower the range of enemies that get caught inside of it. Actually, it just says units, so it might affect me as well. Not 100% sure. And I want to buy... So the other mechanic that I wanted to tell you about and need to tell you about is flanking. There, as you can see, I have vision on these little sides here. If I want to, I can put units on the flank and try to run in behind. I'm going to try... I want to try Steel Ball. High speed, high HP unit that attacks enemies at close range with a laser beam that grows in size. Oh wait, that sounds terrible actually, because it's like a lot of small enemies. That doesn't seem right. I could always try to counter rocket launchers with rocket launchers, but I think I'm going to unlock the sledgehammer here. A sturdy, heavy tank. You get a small squad of them. I'm going to try to put these guys, like, over to the side a little bit. And, yeah, my other Arclight levels up here. You can see he gets doubled HP and attack for leveling up. And they just level up by getting kills, so he's farming up XP because he's solo killing whole squads over here. Oh, you know what I can do if I want to just win? I can place a shield if I just want to win this round. So this will now block incoming attacks until depleted. How good is it really? I don't know. But I'm also going to go ahead and grab... Destroy a designated squad to receive a full refund of supplies. Oh, so you can buy... Wait, you can just destroy your squads and replace them? Wait, that seems really good. Designate selected units movement path. I'm gonna go for plus 10% attack, but field recovery seems like something where you can just pivot your whole team, maybe? Oh, and then we're gonna go ahead and smoke bomb. And I'll just put a line of smoke down on their artillery starting position. Yeah, the AI here is just going for big swarms. It's a little loud too. It's going for like big swarms of units plus these rocket launchers. So if I get things that are gonna destroy the swarms, I'm going to just kinda run them over here. Because the rocket launchers can't shoot up on me. So once their front line is destroyed like this, they have no chance. What I can probably do here is just fully commit to air, because this is an AI. The AI doesn't really know what it's doing. The left side, did it? What happened here, it looks like, is it bought an upgrade on the rocket launchers that makes them put fire where they attack, and then all of their little units ran into the fire. That's pretty funny. I ain't never seen that before. But yeah, this is obviously, the AI is not as smart as the average player, or maybe it is, I'm not really sure. We'll hop into a multiplayer game so you can see how the dynamic gameplay works as well, but I have to finish up here. Mass-produced sledgehammers? Yeah, you get the feeling. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna unlock a capital ship. There are like these 4 massive juggernaut units, basically, and we're gonna unlock the Overlord. It costs $400 to buy, or it costs 100 to unlock and 400 to play. But this is like a massive ship that does big splash damage, so it's just gonna wipe out their massive ground units and act as an... It's pretty fragile, but it can sort of frontline. We'll upgrade and we'll buy plus HP because my ground units just need to be strong enough to live for my air units, basically. Oh, my shield didn't get depleted. That's cool. So the shield actually full heals if it doesn't get broken completely. So having this shield here seems pretty strong. One of the things that I think is very strange about this game is that there's not like a primary target that you're trying to kill. Because usually... Oh, hey, they flanked me. I didn't even see this. They dropped 2 units on the flank there. That's pretty strong. I do also have trouble, because you basically have to check your flanks nonstop to see if they're just dropping something in on you like that. Because I'm obviously weak on that flank. So they come in and then mid-combat just blow up one of my things and nerf me. It's okay, because my team is very good at beating theirs. These robots don't shoot up. I think they're ground only. Yeah, so it's still just a problem of they can't kill me. Which brings me back to what I was saying. And I'm sure this is not a real problem. It's just an early game knowledge problem. But it feels to me like it feels to me like I shouldn't be able to just mass air and say, oh, if you put down any units that are ground only attackers, they're now completely invalidated. But let's do a little learning here. Hold on. Decrease the recruitment cost of non-giant units by 50. Let's go Orbital Javelin. What I want to learn here is I want to buy field recovery. Can I just, like... Oh, I could just get $100 back just like that. So you lose the XP, but if you have a unit that is now obsolete, you can just throw it out and turn it into money. That's good to know. I need to put something over here to deal with the hackers. It's pretty easy. I just drop a single Phoenix because these are long-range strike attackers that kill single targets very well, and these are single targets that can't shoot up. So that's pretty free. And like flanking here doesn't seem super good to me because I'm just going to run right into him. Oh, I should also... I haven't seen it. I never remember to. I should try just recruiting as much as I can. You can only destroy 1 per turn. And we'll throw down this Orbital Javelin. I think this is... Yeah, small area destroy target. I'll put it right... Actually, I want to wait to see if they buy something big in the next round. We're probably... Actually, we're going to win on this round. I'm going to buy a bunch of temporary power because we win on this round if I kill them. So I'll put up a shield, and I'm thinking I might actually just throw another... I'm going to throw another Phoenix down. It seems fine. Like, my strategy here being just mass single units is probably not going to work in the actual game, but against this AI, it's fine. I probably could have just hopped right in to a real match after I explained everything, but, you know, may as well finish it out. I'm not too worried about video length, are you? Probably not. But so far, my impression of this game is good. I like it a lot, and the server-run tournaments are pretty exciting to me. Being able to just pop in and run a tournament once a week is cool. I think tournaments are a great way for games like this to keep you playing them. I don't think there's a big prize or anything for doing the tournament, but, you know, it's hilarious to me that this AI just countered itself, put fire on the ground against all of its small units. Alright, let's show you a real game now. Let's hop right in. So all you gotta do if you want to play a 1v1 is just hit start on auto match and matchmake, and it puts you right in immediately. Well, it's probably trying to... immediately is not correct, but it puts you in queue, basically. My games before were immediate, but I bet that it's probably trying to keep us relatively close in power. Like this guy's 758. Again, there's no skill-based matchmaking. This is not an MMR rating. It's just time played. Oh, and if you're wondering, the 501 next to my name is a server. There are 5 servers, one for each place. I mean, not each place in the world, but there's a server for each of the major areas. There's like a Asia, a Oceania, a Europe, a South America. I think it was South America anyway. But now we only have 30 seconds, so we got to be a little faster here. I'm thinking, I'm a big Sledgehammer fan. I also like, I want to see what this is. Able to immediately recruit level 2 units. I want to see what, does this just start my units at level 2? Or do I have to pay extra for them? Oh, I see. I think they cost more, but they start at level 2. Now, in the actual game, we only have 90 seconds, but there are recommended formations from other players, which is pretty cool. So if you have no idea what to do, you can just pick one of these, and it'll tell you what to do with this start. I tend to like... Oh, you can actually turn the fangs. Yeah, I like the starts like this. I'm down to just let the recommended formations rock, by the way. But I tend to like starts like this, where you're just facing off to the side, basically. And then, so we started with the Sledgehammer, which is a strong front line, and the Fang, which is like a mini all-purpose bot. So I think I'd like to grab... I want to try Rhino out here, but he's too expensive for me to buy right now. They're more expensive as well. So I think I'll just throw another Fang in. I'm going to put him off to the side a little bit, and then we'll hit done. What did he start? He's got arc lights, and he's got freaking storm collars. I hate this unit so much. The weakness is that they're very fragile, and they're very weak to melee, because they have this red circle, which they just can't attack in. So it seems like the idea to me is to pick a fast melee unit and put it on the flank to run them over. But I'm not sure. There's also a prediction system. I'm pretty sure if you're just watching a game, you can bet on who's going to win each round, just as a little engagement tool, which is cool. But the plague of online games, you're going to be stuck waiting sometimes. Looks like my guy is... Did he unlock something? Yeah, so he unlocked storm collars and just put them out. I think the correct answer to this is probably... Yeah, because look at them just annihilate my fangs completely. It looks like if you're moving forward, they tend to miss, though, like this. You see how they're missing most of their attacks. So we just get right onto his tower and blow it up. And then they do significantly less damage, but still not 0 because they're horrifying. But, like, again, the answer to this is probably just go air, because this guy's got all ground only. So I could just head up to the skies here. Oh, my poor fangs. I'm probably going to lose this round, if I were to guess, because I don't think we're going to be able to walk up on this. Yeah, if my guys were melee, maybe... Well, I already unlocked Rhino, so let's commit to, like, a ground plan of some description. I'm going to die here, though. For sure. These guys just pull up and destroy me from afar. Feels like he has so many more units than me, too, though. Did he get, like, some sort of grade that made him get more guys? He's got 3 of these squads, doesn't he? Oh, you know why? I know why. I bet... Oh, no, he has... I see it. Hold on. I gotta buy it, and then I saw it. Improved melting point. Increase melting point's attack in 50%. Oh, so melting point is like a big single target destroyer, which seems pretty bad into this. Use equipped with this item, obtain an energy shield to tank damage for them. I'm done for portable shield. He got an extra 100 supply every round, but the attack of units is reduced and the HP of units is reduced. I get it. So I'm gonna go Rhino here. I'm gonna see how he is, basically. Rhino's like a fast-moving melee destroyer. So he's just he walks up and he starts tearing them up. And I think what I can do to mitigate damage, as we learned, is I can do a shield here. As long as the shield isn't fully destroyed, I will get it back to full. And lastly, this item that I picked up here is a... each unit has a single item slot, so I can put this on my Rhino, and now he gets a shield equal to his HP. He puts a shield on this side. My Rhino melee attacks just go right through. And you can click and see what they unlocked, so I can see if he bought anything. One of the things that I think is interesting and probably worth it in the early game is this rapid resupply, where you get 200 supplies in this round and then 300 less in the following round. I thought this guy was fast. I think it looks like he... Oh, you know what? My opponent put down a missile, and the missiles, when it was like a single-use $50 missile, and it slows your unit's attacks or movement speed very heavily. Yeah, it kind of... I mean, look at this guy tank, though. Look at my guy go. We tore through his shield, too. No matter what happens, I'm pretty happy with this round, because I broke his shield, although my shield didn't really do a whole lot. I feel like all of my units being frontlined like they are is kind of hurting me. And I also feel like if I could just, I need to put, if I put something down that can wipe his fangs out, the correct answer to this, because he's just shielding up on his research centers, which is interesting. It seems like a pretty legit strategy, just put up shields to block for your artillery. But we're early on. Heavy hacker, which is electromagnetic impact shot that deals 35,000 damage to shields. This seems pretty good because my opponent appears to be throwing a lot of shields up. But I have to know where he's putting his shields, I feel like. Let's look at what we can do for Rhino here. My opponent put down the sentry missile, which is, it hit my Rhino and slowed him there, which is what really slowed me down. I kind of want to try damage reduced by 50% for 16 seconds after starting the battle. Or I can try Whirlwind. I have 550 to spend. I want to try unlocking something and dropping it on his flank here. Something to sneak in the back. I want to try Steel Ball backline, honestly. So we'll grab Steel Ball, and we'll just put it, pardon me, over here on the flank. So the first round that you put it down, it's slow to enter. Like, it takes time to warp in, and then after that it's a fast entry, basically. And we can upgrade our Sledgehammer, and I don't have to spend anything here, basically. Like, I can hold the money for next round, so I think I'm gonna do that. He's just spamming these shields. It's crazy. I've never seen someone put down so many shields. Yeah, so my steel balls on the back here are also going to split his unit's attack. You can see his artillery turn to fight the steel ball, which it's actually doing really poorly into. His artillery is having a lot of trouble clearing out my boys on the back line. Yeah, this seems like a big play. And you saw how it took them time to warp in. From here on, they will warp in instantly. But yeah, this looks pretty good. If I could break through all of his shields, that would be nice. It looks like his strategy is to just put down Stormcallers and spam protect them with shields, which seems good. But it feels like it's going to lose to fast melee units if I can figure out what those are. Because yeah, I'm going to lose this round too, but I'm feeling a little more confident in my strategy here. He's spending a lot of his money on these temporary shields, which feels like it's going to hurt him in the long term. Because each of these shields costs 100. So over a longer period of time, my units are going to start teching up and becoming more powerful, where his units are just going to... I don't know. Did he flank me? Is that what this is? I'll have to look. Because, like, you can see, I'm taking losses, but they're not bad losses because we don't have a lot of units yet. Did he flank me? He did flank me. Every unit Rhino kills increases its attack by 10% for the current round. That seems really good. And then I'm just going to grab a second Rhino and put it over here somewhere. And then I want to buy something for the Rhino. I want to buy an upgrade. Probably... I'm going to try Whirlwind here and then just let it build up. You put a Fang here. They're weaker than mine. Like, they're level 1 by default and mine are level 2. So I'll just drop a Fang over here to counter his. Do you have any upgrades? No. Okay, so my Fang just straight up wins that. Now that I know his strategy, I'm going to try dropping this electromagnetic pulse. Probably like right here. If he does what he's been doing every other round, he's going to double shield here. And that seems like it's pretty clear. Oh, and then I can upgrade my steel ball. Yeah, look at that. Read him like a book. Oh, that feels good. He's got double missiles here, which is annoying. But that chunked his shields out pretty heavily. We'll see if it actually makes a big difference. And on the flank, my Fang should beat his. And hopefully I start winning. Because I am eventually going to lose, right? If I just keep taking losses. You can't just say good loss, good loss, good loss, and then lose the game. But cracking his shields like that, it's not that important because my units are... I'm pretty heavily melee focused right now with these Rhinos, but it's not bad. They're kind of chopping. But I should probably try to beef up my other side here now so that I'm not losing it mid-fight. I should probably like Fang on this side and maybe put a little more in the front here. Because I'm beating him on the right side pretty heavily now. So now I have to shore up the weaknesses because I'm losing this because I lost this tower. I might not even lose this, but I think it's going to be hard for my units here to actually crack this shield in time to win. Yeah, they have that's a long journey to break that shield with the artillery in it. Yeah. Okay, but I understand what I have to do going forward. This game's so sweet. The more that I play it, the more that I'm like, damn, this is sick. The learning process has been very fun. Just figuring out what I have to do to get through these fights. Because the fights are all close, and I'm, in theory, getting more powerful than he is because he's spending it all on shields. I do kind of wish the combat system, I wish it was a little faster, but, you know, it's fine. I don't mind. Photon coating, units take less. Increase the damage of sentry missile devices by a 200%. That's this, which are $50. As we go further in, these sentry missiles are going to become more and more valuable, I think. So the way that it works is anything that, the first thing that enters this circle from the enemy is just going to get hit by the missile, take damage, and be slowed. Upgrade my sledgehammer. I'm thinking it kind of makes sense to go for the photon coating and lower the damage taken, but we're losing to the remnants here. We're not losing to anything else. So I want to look at maybe unlocking like the crawler could be good even. High-speed melee units that fight in a group. I could just drop in like 2 crawlers on his flank and see if they can run in and clear the artillery out. Is it right to diversify this much? I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. That's the real thing. And then I feel like I should maybe buy an upgrade or 2 from the research center. Oh, did I never bought these. Whoops. I thought I already bought the increased attack and defense. Decreasing movement speed of you. Oh, I never dealt with this. Right, I forgot to put something over here. I was thinking, you know, I can just drop 50 to kill it this round, just drop a missile. And then, what do I have? I have 300 left over. Can I buy any upgrades that look good? Increasing the movement speed of fangs doesn't seem bad. But I really don't want that. Come to think of it. I think I'm gonna do movement speed of my tanks, but I don't know. Oh, he just put a bunch of crawlers to swarm my steel balls. That's fair. Yeah, so you can see this group got completely wiped by the missile. Yeah, he's just spammed a bunch of crawlers, which is good for me because crawlers are going to get torn up by these rhinos. My game plan right now is basically just rhinos win, and they're going to win if I can get on top of his artillery. But he did beat the crawlers with my flanking strategy. This group of storm crawlers is killing me. Yeah, these rhinos are just going to obliterate his crawler team for sure. It looks decent, I think. And one thing I was thinking about is getting the heal every second on my rhinos here so that they can walk up easier. But I think we're going to win this round. And I'm going to finally tear down this shield. Yeah, having just that one group of crawlers on the flank looks pretty good. Because it split his forces and slowed them down a bunch. But I do need to remember to put something on the flank for the Fang. But yeah, we won a round. How about it? This is the comeback. I can feel it. The rhinos are looking really strong, though. What's their attack up to? 1978? 4088? Because they gain attack every time they kill something, remember? We got around. Hell yeah. The game does seem very swingy. Like, I can win very fast from here. Anti-interference module. Sprays acid in a straight line. Lose 6% HP per second. The acid remains on the field for 2 seconds. Generates a barrier for with 60,000 HP on giant ground units. Let's try this. Because I can grab... The giant units are these bottom 4. This guy's got a bunch of artillery and a bunch of like small goons. I could put I could buy a Vulcan, which is a big fire-spreading monster. I could just put it right here with the barrier, and now it's gonna give everyone around it a little boost. I can't spend everything. I need to kill this Fang. I think I like this, actually. And maybe no, I have to put something here. And make sure he's not doing anything over here. He isn't. I think, again, I just counter it with my own Fang. Seems fine. And I really am liking just putting missiles on the front line with the missile upgrade, but I'm going to grab the level 3 Rhino. This is the plan. Has so many crawlers over here, what the hell? So the Vulcan that we just bought is like a big mech with a flamethrower, so he's gonna act as a mobile shield for the back line. And you can see the map once you end your turn, so I can see what he's got going on here. Oh, he put a missile down to stop my crawlers. That makes good sense. Oh, and he's going a little bit of air. Ooh. Sneaky. He's going for a few phoenixes. He's got a few air boys to take care of me. That's pretty good, I think, for him. But I can... God, so many crawlers. My Fangs won over here. The Phoenixes lose to my own Fangs, theoretically. But they are going to do a good job of potentially cleaning up my Rhinos. Do they actually kill my Rhinos? Maybe not. My Rhinos are kind of tearing them up. You can see the left side is very lost to me. But that's fine. Because now I have this big shield around my boys. God, these Phoenixes are tough. I have very little anti-air. Oh, my shield breaks when he takes that out. Or maybe it just broke naturally, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to do something about the Phoenixes, though. I have some units that are good against them, but it's tough. Go get him, Rhino. Yeah, because like if he just goes a few air units, I do kind of feel like I might just lose right now. This is the longest I've had one of these games go, by the way. Usually they're much more fast. But this is like I'm battling back after losing early game. And like I said, you can sort of see it catching up to him where I'm just having more stuff now because he's been putting so much into shields. Now the game goes into speed up mode. Yeah, nice. The Fangs take care of it. So he's looking to pivot to air potentially. What I would like to play... Extended range marksman's kind of nice. When equipped with this item, destroys when a unit equipped with this item destroys an enemy unit, an allied crawler will be created from their wreckage. Oh, so I could put this on the Rhino, and then I would convert all of their enemies or all of their units into my units, basically. Just crack his shield real quick. I was thinking I could go for... First, I need to check, is he flanking me? Doesn't look like it. I was thinking I could go for Mustangs. They're like I can... Yeah, I'm gonna buy Mustangs here. I'm gonna take 2 to try to counter his air. And these are... I'll set them back here a little bit. These are, if I take it, they have huge range. And then I can give them attack increase and range versus aerial units if this guy commits to air. Otherwise, they're like just long range light tanks, which are solid in their own right. Oh, can I upgrade? I can upgrade my other Rhino to level 4. I think that's max level. Oh no, max level is 9. Okay. Cool. Did he up his flanking numbers? No, but he did buy an upgrade for his Fangs. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that be... Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see my Fangs start losing. But I can lose around here. The other reason this fight is going so long is because my opponent is, like, timing out every round. But that's okay. I'm having a great time. I'm pretty into it now. Just kind of going through the process of learning. I should have thrown out a sentry missile. Yeah, his Fangs should beat mine because they're just upgraded. Which is a bit of a problem. But that is, again, money that he didn't spend on other stuff. Which he put towards these Fangs. We'll see how it pans out for me. There, just knock his shit out. This seems so good. Just a bunch of units like this with the shield around them. My Fangs won... Wait, my Fangs won on the right, but lost on the left. Okay. I wonder why. Interesting. But I don't think it's going to matter. He's going to break this tower down, but I'm already... Like, I have all of this still. He's not able to kill me in time. Ooh, but Rhino takes it's such a loss for him when he gets slowed. It is game losing, for sure. You know what I could have done is just committed $50 per round to this. I could just throw a missile down every turn to stop this nonsense. But yeah, we got him. We probably win next round, so I'm thinking I'm gonna all in. If I don't win here, I probably win next round, so I should I should take the bonus supplies to just spam upgrades. You can see the Mustangs kind of tore it up this round, though. They're these guys with the little shots going off. Yeah. I think I can win this round. So, increase the attack of all units by 30%. Seems very good at this point. And I'm gonna go through... flanking is bad here because if I flank, if I try to put more stuff down on the flank, they have a delayed spawn in, so they're not really good to flank until the round after this, which I don't love. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go... First of all, I'm gonna upgrade Rhino. I might just put everything into making my Rhinos stronger, to be honest. Oh, actually, I could buy single-use stuff, so let's take Rapid Resupply and get 200 extra supplies here. I can take an extra unit this round, and I could go, like... What's cheap? I could go for... Swarm is probably bad. I don't know if I should have bought that. Increase the range of... Yeah, so increasing all my ranged units' range and increasing my movement speed seems good. And what if I just bought 3 Rhinos here? And try to just run him over with this. We come in at level 2. Like so. I should maybe put one... I'm actually going to put one over here to stop him from winning on the flank. We'll just upgrade whatever we can. And actually, no, I'm going to put it over here. I'm just going to drop a missile on the flank. And that should be good enough. This team should win because they're upgraded. I'm happy with this. What did he grab? Oh, he grabbed fortresses. Yeah, so my Rhinos just run right in. I took all these temporary buffs because I think I can win on this turn. Because we're going to run right in and in the middle of the fight break his tower and wipe him out. It's not super bad if I delay on this side and then he takes my tower out after the fight is mostly won or lost. Him being positioned back like this means that once I walk through his shield, I just knock down his tower mid-fight, and then I run him down. And this should be such a big loss because I have so many units at this point that he should just lose naturally. I think that should be a dub. Oh, no, he's alive. He's got one more life. So I lose a little bit of supply because I took a bonus last round. Summon an army of wasps. I think what I want is... Yeah, I'm going to just take whatever I can here, pretty much. So this is... It just drops an Overlord battleship on my... wherever I want it to go. I'm going to put it on the flank here. Seems decent. Or I could put it on... No, I actually like this group of crawlers over here. I'm going to put it on this flank. And then what I will do is, again, I'm just going to put a missile down to be sure I don't lose anything on the other side. I'm going to buy all the temporary boosts again. Well, I don't necessarily... You can just take... I see. So I can take another plus 200 here if I want it. And I do. We'll just upgrade our Rhinos to level 5. I'm thinking... It seems kind of good to give them the photonic cover. This will give them a 50% damage reduction for the first 16 seconds of combat, which now seems good. Fang gets an energy shield. I don't care about that very much. What about Vulcan? Can I give him anything cool? Increased attack range. I think setting enemies on fire is bad, as we learned in the co-op or the AI game we just played. I'm gonna grab 2 steel balls. I'm gonna put them on the left side. That's what I want. And I think I'm just going to drop a missile on the border here, and we'll see what happens. He spammed a bunch of missiles, but they're going to be significantly weakened because I have the 50% damage reduction on my front line. And now I have an Overlord in his back line too. Like, what's going to happen to him now is he's going to maybe win on this side, but as the fight's going, I'm going to break both of his towers. Yeah, he's super dead here. This one was cool. I feel like I learned a lot very quickly. I think the real killer, though, for him, like something that really is fucking him up, is that one Rhino. And it's gone now. It's actually not working anymore. But that one Rhino that had parasitic ammo, I think did so much work because it just walked up and ate all those crawlers. Yeah. Cool. That was fun. This video was a lot longer than I expected, but that was a really good fight. I felt very good. I feel like I learned a lot just over the course of that one. And we gained 45 power. Oh yeah, baby. Alright, and that's Mechabellum. This game's cool. This game is really cool. I'm even more sold than I was at the start. I'm having a great time so far. And yeah, check it out. Pick it up. It's $15 on Steam, and they run weekly tournaments, which is pretty cool. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave me a like, subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.